I just want to thank everybody for joining us and joining us for this webinar as we launch Apparound API services. Today, we're going to talk about this innovative solution and how it streamlines the sales process and enhances the customer experience. So we've got with us Malcolm Elliott. He's in charge of UK business development for Apparound. We've also got Gianluca Caggiano. He is the CEO and founder of Apparound. He's going to tell you about why Apparound API services was developed. And then Claudio Bianchi, the head of product, is going to talk about how it works. And we've also have a guest speaker today, Raffaele Schiavulo, who is the CIO of Italia Power, and he's going to tell you how his company has been using Apparound API services and how it's been working for them. And then we're going to have Federico Bonarigo, our CTO, tell you a little bit more about the technical side of Apparound API services. And time willing, we will wrap up and have a Q&A session. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Malcolm. And we were hoping that you could give us an idea of the challenges and just kind of the current situation in the business and sales landscape these days.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the sales landscape is changing and will continue to change. One thing is very clear is a very rapid shift to a buyer-led sales process and more control going to the buyer. Gartner themselves reckon that 80% of all business-to-business sales, for example, will be handled digitally. And we've definitely seen this trend grow, and we think it will continue to grow with a few different nuances. So first and foremost, one of the key questions that all organizations will need to ask themselves is how far is the buyer getting through the journey before they start to actually engage the seller organization, if they even want to speak to the sales organization in the first place. In many cases, they won't actually want to. Sales will continue to get more complex. And the reason for that is because buyers will engage across many different channels. They already are doing so. So through various different omnichannels, whether that is via mobile, via socials, via call, in person, and so forth. Products will continue to diversify due to organizations wanting very tailored products for themselves. And then the entire legacy of pricing and discounts, organizations will need to continue to manage that to provide for customers with that in the past. Businesses already struggling with managing this complexity will fall further behind because it's very likely their systems, processes just won't be able to manage that. And that's going to be difficult to meet the ongoing customer expectations, because customers are going to expect more personalized experience, real-time information, and seamless interaction, no matter how they are interacting, whether that is online, person, social, whatever the case might be. So companies who are not going to be able to respond to that or don't respond will just simply lose sales. It's as simple as that. Now, the silver lining, of course, on that is what we've seen for quite some time is sales cycles getting longer and longer. With a very heavy buyer-led process, that will shorten. So that is a benefit, but only if you can take advantage of it. So digital is definitely here. It's not a future trend. And those companies that are kind of that will fall behind even further, because it's one simple fact that with a buyer-led process, buyers are going to expect quotes immediately or within minutes, not days or weeks, within minutes. And so the idea of let's digitize and we'll be okay, that's not going to be enough, because there is a real need for a joined up experience across every single touch point. whether that is via website, mobile, social, in-store, with sales reps face-to-face, or through resellers. All of that is going to need to be seamless and that transition managed for buyers. So the challenge is going to be a lot behind the scenes. So how do you get systems to talk to each other and not have pricing inconsistencies, not have stock issues, not have order delays? Because all of that would mean lost sales. So the need for error-free quoting and contracting is going to grow ever more. I think maybe one of the biggest shifts, if at all, is personalization without a person. So customers will continue and will demand even further tailored pricing, more offers, more options, all instantly without a person. And that's going to be the future of sales. Hannah, back to you.
Thank you, Malcolm. That was a really great introduction. So that was a great introduction. You gave us a good idea of how we're seeing things going forward in the next 5 years or so. I want to move to Gianluca and ask, how have you seen this working out in the field in the past, and how have you seen this change at Apparound?
Okay, thank you, Anna. Let me see whether I can move to the next slide. Oh, I think. Okay, sorry. All right. Firstly, I think Malcolm really captured very well what's going on the market. Buyers expect everything to be fast, digital, and smooth. And this is exactly the kind of experience we have been building at Apparound, like what we can see in this slide. And starting back in 2008, where I founded Apparound, in these past 17 years, we have seen a lot of changes in the market. We have seen the transition, for example, from BlackBerry to iOS and Android. And we have seen during the COVID pandemic a great push on digital sales. I think Apparound is a solution that has demonstrated over time to be able to adapt easily to different situations and to support digital sales in many situations, from face-to-face sales, online sales, direct, indirect sales. So it's a solid solution that can support digital sales in many ways. And this is also the reason why sellers love Apparound, because we come with a great user interface. It's simple and straight to the point. So when something is easy to use, people actually love it. All right. Something that I think it's very important to say about Apparound is that we increase the quality of sales. I mean that with Apparound, sales team can work faster, more accurately, and with less effort. So we serve many industries, from telecommunications to utility, manufacturing, and others. All markets where the speed and precision is really critical. We work together with partners, and we have built a strong ecosystem, because we believe in this kind of partnership, and we think that we can serve the market better with our partners. That's why we decided to invest, even from a technology point of view, to make our customer and partners to have the freedom of building their own sales journey, to be in control of their sales processes, full in control, working with our technology in the background. And that's why we created Apparound API services. All right. So in designing Apparound API services, our goal was really very simple. We wanted our CPQ technology to easily connect with the tools companies use every day, from CRM system, ERPs, e-commerce platform, or even website. For that to happen, we actually designed an headless architecture, and our CTO Federico will tell you more about that. So we made our CPQ engine fully accessible through an API stack. With this approach, we gave our customers, our partners, the freedom to use our technology wherever they need, to keep the control of the user interface and the user experience that they wanted to provide to their users. With this kind of approach, what we can guarantee is a full control of the entire sales process, from configuration to quote, and we can make easy to have a digital sales process that can be smoothly adapted to any kind of situation. So this is the idea behind the Plug&Sell solution, bringing the CPQ into any sales channel without the reworking of the IT systems. So something that it's really easy and quick to set up. And just to be to go straight to the point, who are the organization, that the people in target for Apparound for this kind of solution? So this solution is designed for digital agencies to create smooth and branded sales experiences, system integrators that can boost CRM or ERP systems with our technology, software vendors that can add advanced CPQ capabilities to their platforms, and also internal IT department where they can build custom sales journey without starting a new solution from scratch. The reason why Apparound API services should be chosen from this organization is because it's a modular solution where anyone can use the components they need and exactly where they need. You can build your own UI, connect it to other systems, and to be in full control of the whole sales process. But there is something with Apparound API services that we brought to the market that make us really very different from other solutions, and this is the pricing model. We wanted to offer a pricing model that it's transactional, but at the same time, we wanted our customers to pay only for the objects that they generate with Apparound. So we'll tell more about this later, but it's a very innovative approach that will make Apparound API services very sticky to the businesses of our clients. Back to you, Anna.
Thank you, Gianluca. That was great. So now we're going to pass the ball to Claudio Bianchi. He's going to talk to us about how API services works and more about the headless structure of the CPQ. Claudio?
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. I want to start with a quote from Jeff Lawson, the CEO of Twilio. He said, API are the Lego bricks of the software. They allow developers to build exactly what they need without compromise. That's exactly what Apparound offers, a flexible, modular API layer that empowers companies to digitize and optimize their sales process, omnichannel, integrated, and scalable, without disrupting existing tools or workflows. Easily connect with CRMs, ERP, and e-commerce platform. No need for replacements or complex implementation. Modular and feature-ready, so you can grow at your own pace. For partner, this means faster time to value, smoother delivery, and the ability to tailor solution to each client's needs. But let's look some ways this technology is already being implemented. Okay, the first case is the reseller portal. It's a common use case where the CPQ could be integrated. For example, companies selling industrial machinery or complex services often require resellers to contact suppliers for update quotes, wasting valuable time. With Apparound API services, a configurator can be embedded directly into the reseller portal and enabling resellers to independently generate quotes, apply specific discount or rules, and reduce response time for all. The second example is the centralized quoting. Many companies manage customer data in CRM or ERP systems, but rely on external tools for offer configuration. Apparound API service centralized quoting by integrated advanced configuration pricing and documentation directly into enterprise systems. These enable consistency in offers, improve efficiency for sales teams, and reduce errors in the sales process. And another case is advanced lead qualification. Anyone working in marketing or sales knows how crucial it is to have a website that generates inbound requests. But those leads also need to be effectively qualified. Thanks to API services, we can embed our CPQ engine directly into the website, allowing potential customers to configure their offer even before getting in touch with the sales team. This is not only enhances the user experience, but also helps the sales team receive well-qualified leads with clear needs and higher chance of conversion. The last use case is the e-commerce integration. Integrate the CPQ into your e-commerce to offer a self-service guided buying experience, even for a customizable solution. Enable customers to configure complex product and get real-time pricing directly from your online store. Deliver a smooth, faster, and more accurate purchase process, boosting conversion rate and customer satisfaction. Well, these are just a few examples of how Apparound API services is transforming sales processes. But let's move beyond theory, and I want to show something concrete. We have created two examples that allow you to directly test the user experience and understand the value of our solution. That's why I invite you to our website, tryme.apparound.com, where we have prepared two cases showing API services in action, giving you a taste of how it can be applied in real-world scenarios. As you see, we have arranged two examples. The first is dedicated to the utility and energy sector, an area with a corporate website where end customer can configure their own offer independently. The second case is dedicated to retail industry, a configurator integrated into the e-commerce platform to generate complex code with customized business rules. And let's now take a look of this second example. Okay, this simulated e-commerce scenario, as I mentioned, directly in the website to enable complex code generation without any manual intervention. As you can see, the user lands on the product page. In this case, we are showing a range of options of the bicycle. By clicking on a product, the user starts the configuration process, just like in a typical online shopping experience. Thanks to the API, this configurator is connected to the full CPQ logic behind the scene, and it applies commercial rules, calculate prices dynamically, and guide the user step by step to the available option. Once the configuration is complete, the customer can generate a quote and then can create a contract. Okay, Anna, back to you.
Thank you. Okay, so now that we've seen how API services works, we've learned a little bit about it. We want to hear from one of our clients who's actually implemented it already and hear how it's been going and how they are using API services. So today we have Raffaele Schiavulo with us. He's the CIO of Italia Power. Raffaele, can you give us an idea of how API services has been implemented for Italia Power and what your experience has been?
Cool. First of all, thanks for inviting. Hannah, could I ask, Italia Power just is a multi-utility companies. We are in the commodity markets are almost 10 years-ish. And we are a well-established company here in Italy. And we have basically 4 pillars for our business. One is for the commodities, that means gas, electricity. And plus, we are the market of the mobile and fixed or landline telecommunications. Why Apparound? Apparound has been adopted by my company. It's a long time ago, almost probably 9 years that we work with Apparound. But the last 3.5 years, we have implemented our proprietary platform. It's a proprietary CRM platform, in which we have fully integrated the headless solution of the API of the Apparound. What does it mean for us? It means that we have basically changed the paradigm just to make digital business. Why? Because in the past years, just at the beginning, we are used to use Apparound with just buying licenses, okay? But now just we are implementing our proprietary CRM. And if you consider that we have a network of sellers that is almost made by 170 agencies, right? Just via one gateway that is fully integrated in our CRM by API, we make contracts on the entire Italian territory. It means that basically we have completely changed our approach to dynamically generate digital contracts. And this is the relationship between Italia Power and the Apparound has mainly changed in these directions. By our side, just having one unique platform to share with our network and selling network, with our point of sales, just meant just to massively increase the opportunity of business. On top of that, in the last years, in the last time of the implementation of our platform, we have just had a very massive technical support by the IT team of the Apparound. So on top of everything, we have been fully assisted during all the entire process of implementation of our platform. I would like to have the pleasure to share how it works in our platform. And there is no chance to share the screen. What can I say? It has been a sort of win-win partnership between Italia Power and Apparound.
Okay, Great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So now we're going to speak with Federico, and he's gonna take us under the hood a little bit and show us more of the technical details about Apparound API services.
Sure. Thank you, Anna. So if I can, okay. To begin, I would like to highlight the API services we are introducing today are founded on the solid technological infrastructure provided by Apparound. So the full Apparound solution that we call Enterprise is a stack with our mobile apps and web client on top, supported by a SaaS backend service. Then the public APIs are built on the same foundation. So what are we talking about? Our SaaS infrastructure is a cloud architecture hosted on Microsoft Azure. It has been operating for several years on a wide range of clients, many of them enterprises. It is currently used by tens of thousands of unique users monthly, producing hundreds of thousands of quotes and contracts. The architecture supports dynamic scaling in computing and storage, allowing for increased transaction volumes without impacting performance. High availability is ensured through the implementation of redundancy practices. There is a business continuity and disaster recovery plan with guaranteed SLAs and uptime. Security is a fundamental pillar in Apparound. We are ISO certified for quality and for information security. We adopt security by design best practices in all phases of our production process. We use several scanning and analysis tools and undergo multiple sessions of penetration tests and vulnerability scans conducted by third parties every year. Although it's a multi-tenant SaaS solution, I want to point out that we ensure the maximum data segregation because we have isolated database for each tenant. The engines that underpin our sales process have been battle tested for many years. We have a robust yet highly flexible CPQ engine that manages a wide range of configuration rules, pricing structures, and discounts. This engine is applied in very different scenarios, for telcos to utilities, from services to manufacturing. As I mentioned earlier, with this initiative, we have extended the infrastructure to include a set of public APIs, which are designed for headless usage to enable seamless integration with custom front-end solutions. These are REST APIs that are easy to use and fully documented. The documentation is integrated into our software development pipeline. So this way we ensure that it's always aligned with the changes in our product. We recently published a GitHub project with the source code of the Try Me site to help you better understand the APIs. You can freely download it, consult it, and if you like, you can use it to develop your own projects. All APIs are authenticated with bearer tokens generated starting from API keys, which are managed inside the administration portal. And from the administration portal, you can also manage the entire configuration of CPQ engine and all the other aspects of the process. And of course, you can monitor the API consumption because we want to give you the maximum transparency on costs. The CPQ APIs, as you have seen for the example presented during this webinar, leverage the strengths of Apparound configurator and guide the offer creation process in a simple and error-proof manner. We believe that the ease of use of Apparound engine translates into the same ease of implementation. It's just a matter of dressing it up with the user interface of your choice, created in your preferred programming language and harmonized with your technological stack. We put in place a versioning mechanism that allows us to evolve our product without breaking changes on existing integration. And when necessary, we simply add a new version of the API and we maintain the old one untouched. As you can see, with the API, we cover a wide range of functionalities related to the sales process, starting obviously from the offer composition with the CPQ engine, but also including customer and contract data management, document composition, and integration with the signing process. We can also manage a set of custom entities that can be defined inside the administration portal so that we extend the tenant's data model. We are very focused on this initiative, and for all the reasons that we already told during this webinar. And for this reason, the state of the art that we are presenting today is not the end of the story. It's just an intermediate step. It's a milestone of an evolving project. So we have a well-defined plan roadmap. I want to mention just some of the upcoming developments. First of all, Apparound product grows and the API layer adapts. So we have a stream related to this process continuous evolution. Next, we are working on the development of some SDKs in the most popular programming languages to lower the learning curve for developers and make things even easier. And additionally, one of the first concrete use of these tools, we're working to create embedded CPQs in the major CRM platforms like Salesforce, Dynamics 365, HubSpot. And we are working on these projects in collaboration with technological partners. Okay? And this demonstrates, in my view, the benefits of this approach, because each one brings the best of their skills and know-how to provide high value added solution for the client. I want to underline that this roadmap is open to adaptation based on feedback from our users. We strongly believe in the value of feedback, and this is always true. Our entire production process is based on the culture of feedback and continuous improvement. But this is even more important in context like this, because we don't have a classical client-supplier relationship. This is a peer-to-peer technological partnership. So in conclusion, we are eager to hear from you about your experience using our APIs and continuously improve them. Back to you, Anna.
Thank you. One of the last things that you mentioned, Federico, was partnerships. And so I want to go back to Claudio at this point and ask, what are the potential partnership opportunities and the benefits for potential partners?
Yeah, becoming an Apparound partner means unlocking new revenue streams by offering an award-winning CPQ solution that's easy to integrate and fast to deploy. You gain access to recurring revenue through the scalable partner program, sales enablement tools to support demos, proposal, and deals, training and support to accelerate your success, co-marketing opportunities to grow visibility and leads. Partnering with Apparound lets you empower your clients to digitize their sales process, making it omnichannel and flexible, increasing productivity and closing deals faster, all while growing your own business. Back to you, Anna.
Thank you so much. So this is some of the information just to recap what Claudio was saying about the partner program. And now we are going to talk about pricing. I know, Gianluca, you had mentioned this at the beginning when you were speaking, that there's this innovative pricing structure. Can you explain that for us?
Yeah, sure. I guess we have a slide for the pricing model. Yeah, perfect. Thanks. So this pricing model is something that we are really proud of. So we have built a pricing model that is clear, flexible, and like in our style, goes straight to the point. So instead of charging our customers for the API calls, we decided to look at KPIs that are strictly connected to the business of the customer. And those are quotes, contracts, and e-signature. So with this approach, we make very easy to forecast cost, to stay on budget, and to scale without surprises, because it's very easy to track and monitor what's going on, and it's very related to the customer business. So it's a very transparent model, and it's a model that grows with the business of our customers. And yeah, I think it's surprising that removes the friction, just like our technology. And To celebrate the launch of Apparound API services, we have decided to put together a special offers. So we are launching our product with a special promotion, starting from 600 euros per month, with a commitment of 12 months, but 1 month is free for our customers. And this offering includes 1,000 quotes, 500 contracts, and of course, you got electronic signature option and access to model and templates and tutorials. So we really look forward to see what our customer and partners can build with Apparound API services. Thank you, Anna.
Yeah. Okay, Malcolm, I'm gonna leave it to you to kind of pull all of these concepts together and wrap up this webinar about API services for us.
Yeah, sure. So, like I said at the start, digitization on its own is not enough. So buyers are in the driving seat now, and a lot of them want to complete the journey by themselves. And that's where I think Apparound API services is the real game changer, because it's going to be the engine that powers the evolution and the shift for organizations. And here's how it's going to do that. So for buyers, it changes the speed. And what I mean by that is complex quoting becomes self-service. So buyers get what they want. Buyers will get that in minutes, not in days or weeks, which has been quite typical in complex sales. And it's going to work across multiple different channels, whether that is online, by phone, face-to-face, or through resellers. It's the same, and it's going to be the same experience, same pricing, no matter what channel. It's going to accelerate change for sales organizations. So the flexibility that Claudio and Federico talked about from a product and technical point of view, I think is a huge win. The change that organizations can put in will make a real difference. So I've firsthand felt in many organizations how painful it is to make even the simplest pricing and product changes across a couple of different channels. In some organizations, it could take a year. In some organizations, it could take many, many months. And I think what Apparound API services allow you to do is to radically change that as an organization and make it all connected. And I think Raffaele outlined that quite well in what he was saying about Italia Power. And to me, that's real plug and sell. So that's fantastic. Thirdly, what I think is really, really, really exciting is what Gianluca was outlining in terms of the pricing. And that is aligning the commercial pricing to commercial outcomes. So it's not about charging for API usage, which is hard to calculate, hard to forecast, very unpredictable. What it's actually aligning it to is what sales organizations need and what sellers need. So generating quotes, creating contracts, and getting to signatures. And as I said a little bit earlier, one of the big challenges that organizations have faced for a long time is the increasing long sales cycle process. I think with buyers taking back control and with the ability and capabilities that API services can put on the table, that will drastically reduce. So sales organizations get what they need, and that is more signed contracts. So I was referring to digital tools being great, and they are, but if they're not making buying for the buyer easier, smarter, and faster, there's not a lot of point with that. What Apparound API services does, and it stands out on this, is it's built to make buying smoother for buyers. It's not about making selling slicker for sellers. It's all about the buyers, which is fantastic news. So that's enough from me. Back to you, Hannah.
Thank you, Malcolm. That was great. Okay, so we're gonna run a little bit over time because we've got a few questions that we want to answer. One of the things that I'm seeing coming in from our participants is there are a few participants who don't really know Apparound. They're not very familiar with our enterprise product. And I was hoping, Gianluca, if you could introduce that a little bit and talk about how Apparound Enterprise can work together with the API services.
Yeah, sure. So the Apparound Enterprise Edition is actually our all-in-one CPQ platform. So it includes everything our customer needs from quoting, pricing, contracts, electronic signature, and all other accessories that we deliver with our solution. But most importantly, Apparound Enterprise come with a ready-to-use user interface. With the API services, on the other hand, it comes without user interface, but it shares the same engines as the Apparound Enterprise Edition. And so with the Apparound API services, you can easily connect to other systems and build your own user interface and manage and be fully in control of the sales process that you want to implement. Some of our customers use Apparound Enterprise, some other use the API services, and some other use them both. So it's up to our customer according to their needs, which solution they want to use, and we are happy and proud to have two solutions to offer to the market so that we can easily adapt to any business need.
Okay. Another question has come into the webinar here, and they're wondering what makes Apparound API services different from another headless CPQ solution? Maybe you're the best to answer this, Gianluca.
Yeah, I think we are reiterating this concept a lot today, but I think it's very important because it's something very new. I think that the most important difference between us and other headless solution on the market is firstly the pricing model. Our pricing model is not based on API consumption; it's based on objects, on quotes, contracts, stuff that it's very related to the customer business and that can be easily tracked, and that's very important. From a technical point of view, another differentiation of Apparound API services is that it's a modular solution that is very easy to use, very easy to implement. So we actually allow our customers to easily configure a solution, and thanks to the API, they can plug it to their existing systems, so they can easily reuse what they already have in place in conjunction with Apparound API services and our CPQ technology.
Perfect. And on a similar note, we have another question about integration. So I'm going to ask you, Federico, how does that work, integrating Apparound API services with a CRM or an ERP system?
Well, I think the best approach, the one that we were using in conjunction with our partners when implementing our integration with CRM, is to use the best technological UX and UI practices of the specific CRM we are integrated with, because every CRM has its own ecosystem and its own preferred technology and preferred UI UX. So the key is to adapt to the CRM ecosystem and then integrate with our headless configuration capabilities in order to offer a seamless experience to the users. This is the key, in my view.
So we have gone past time and we've answered all of the questions. Of course, if any participants have other questions that come up after the fact, please let us know. We'll be happy to get back to you, and we hope to have lots of interest in this new product. And thank you everyone for helping us launch it today.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.